What's up, everybody? Today we've got some really good information so that we can actually take a look at what is happening in the marketplace, specifically within the GTA. We're just trying to look at what's happening in the real estate market in general, but trying to look at what's happening with prices, especially. Have they actually been declining? So we're going to take a look at properties in Vaughan, King, Brampton, Caledon, just to see what is going on, especially with larger homes, to see how those prices are being adjusted. We'll look at the subject property. We'll also take a look at the history so you can actually see what people have purchased their homes for, what they're trying to let them go for, and then you can try to put a story together to see exactly why they're trying to offload. I think that in 95% of these cases, it is simply because of affordability. With interest rates being so high, with renewal terms, they've got no choice but to let go. So let's get into the numbers and see exactly what's happened with certain properties and where they're headed right now. These are also potentially great opportunities when you're looking for a home and trying to find value and seeing where you can get something of value. So some agents, what I've also noticed, are overpricing homes, causing a big issue, obviously for the seller itself. But they do need to keep in mind that if a lot size is 38 feet by say 110 versus even a home that has got 40 feet and is 110, that does make a difference. And you can't start taking the metrics of a 40-foot lot versus 38 and trying to sell a home for the same price. And you will see that in these listings anyways. So let's get into those figures.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In these videos, you'll see that I've actually removed the address. I'm not trying to expose somebody for their property. I'm just trying to look at numbers here. These are all very beautiful properties. And what has actually happened is the market that was quite inflated, I feel, is now coming back to some numbers. They're obviously not to the numbers of many, but if you see that homes were listed at 2.5, now they're coming down to 2.2. There has been some deflation in home prices. So let's take a look. In this particular property, we're looking at a property here in Vaughan. They've got it listed for 2.1 million. It's a 4+1, 5-bath, 2 garage. So traditionally, I mean, you can see from some of these pictures here, it's just very, very nice home. So let's look at the history here. So you can see that this person has purchased this home for 2.150 only in mid 2021. So prices have not actually retraced to 2021 prices. However, you can see he's willing to let it go for whatever he's pretty much bought it for. You can see where they actually started. And they started at 2.5 and they got no traction and have terminated listings all the way to 2.199. The interesting thing is they tried to do one of those market low, then see whether people will come in and raise the price, and they struggled with that also and probably got offers below the list here too. So now they've put it here. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna let it go for around 2.150. And they might even lose another 50K on the back end. Here's another property in Kleinberg, 4-bedroom, 4-bath. I think this is a 40-foot lot here. And again, very nice home. This person had actually purchased this home for 2.4 million. And you can already see that they've listed it for 2.025 million. So what you can get out of this is that the price was listed way over market value. At 2.025 million is their magic number now, but you can also see there is still probably some play here, but this person can potentially lose about $400,000 on the house. Here's another property out in Caledon. This property was actually listed for 2 million, sold for 1.875. Beautifully done property. You can see here that they actually bought this for 2.330. They tried in 2021, they tried again in 2023 from 2.4 pretty much all the way, and then had to let go for 1.875. So a big hit there. Here's another property out in Brampton. This property listed at 1.699, sold for 1.699, but let's take a look and see what this home was actually purchased for. So here, this person actually purchased this home for 2.205. and that was in 2022 of February. That was the peak of the market, and has now resulted in a sale price of 1.699. Here's another property out in Caledon, again on some acreage. It's listed for 1.8 million, and they actually purchased this house at 1,740. They started at 1,875, so they're pretty much trying to get rid of this property at par again. Another property here in Woodbridge, Vaughan, it's listed for 2.5 million. Let's take a look and see what's happened here. This property was purchased for 2.425. So they're pretty much, again, in 2022, just pretty much at the end of the last year. So now you can see in 2023, 7 months later, they're trying to offload this probably as soon as possible and not lose their shirt at 2.5 mil. So again, these people are probably willing to let it go for either the same price, maybe less, depending on what the scenario is. Here's another property in King. Nobleton's listed for 2.4, and you can see that this property was bought in 2021 for $2,025,000. That person actually sells it for 2.259, and then now is got it for sale for 2.4. This particular property here, you will see that the value, I think, is a little bit overpriced, probably going to be coming down in between these two sold prices right here. Here's another property in King, Ontario. This property listed for about 2.1 million. And you can see here that they actually bought it for $2,050,000. So they're pretty much trying to sell it at what they bought it for at the end of 2021. I go through a lot of properties and I really look and examine the history. I don't think this is actual rocket science, but we obviously try to put a story together so that we have a plan of attack when it comes to buying a property. And if you're selling a property, an experienced agent will really be able to help handle all of these issues for you when you're trying to sell your property. And there are some tricks that we do to make sure that stories can't just be made up. If you like the content that I provided today, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I like to provide these types of videos to help arm you guys so that you actually know what is happening in the real estate market. It's all in the numbers. And yes, fine, everything is case by case, but when one home sells in an area lower than what every other home has sold for, unfortunately, it does affect the market. If you have any questions regarding real estate or mortgages, I highly recommend you book a call via my Calendly link. We can discuss all things real estate and mortgages and give you a plan as to how to navigate through these very difficult times. See you on the next one.